Hello, Moment friends! Andang here for another episode of Bingo Boffin. When we last left off, we were finally going to be making it out of Lothlorien and all these elf places, hopefully. So let's talk to Bingo.
My belly is delightfully full, and I am ready to continue our journey.
I have spoken with a few of the elves here, and they have told me about a small outpost to the south of Lothlorien. The outpost is called Haldirith, and the folk there can guide us as we move south along the banks of the great river. Are you ready to go, Dang Song? I am very curious to see the scenery, and am hoping for a little more sunshine than the grim canopy of Mirkwood provided us. Alright, talk to Bingo in the Great River. Let's go ahead and go on down. And I think you actually have to be level 70 to use the swift travel. We're going to find out here. Be reminded.
Sweet-eyed Melon.
Oh, I can't even go out of Lothlorien. Let's see, where is that? Vineyards of Lothlorien.
Greetings to you.
You must have completed the deed, warrior of Lothlorien, to unlock this thing. Silly Hobbeto. Alright, well, it is a long way over to Haldirith. But let's see exactly where in the Great River we're going. Yeah, I guessed that's where it was. I love Lothlorien. There really is no forest like Lothlorien in any game I've played, definitely not in LOTRO. It's just amazing. Maybe in WoW there's something like it, but it is just really cool to be in Lothlorien. Actual Lothlorien. Oh, the moose. I love that if you shoot or kill some of the creatures here, then you actually lose rep. It's just something that's super awesome. Email. Alright. Well, we shall go and find Bingo, and dang it. Alright, here we are in the Great River, and notice how instantly it changes from the nice places of Lothlorien to the much more sad, darker places. I mean, the trees have even lost, like, the leaves. It's clear that we're getting out of the control of Galadriel here, and also that Galadriel's powers are kind of fading away. They used to be bigger than they are now, which I think is a nice touch and fairly accurate. Alright, let's head up this way to the secret base that's not so secret at all. Alright. All these crazy elves thinking that they're rangers with their secret base. Well, the elves do a bit better job. Alright, Bingo.
I should write down my impressions. Oh, my ink pot has run dry.
That was a brisk, enjoyable walk, and I have already noticed a change in scenery as we leave the Golden Wood behind us. The trees are still lovely, but they are smaller, and their beauty of a different sort than those of Lothlorien proper. I should write down my impressions before I forget to do so. Bingo takes out his jar of ink, removes the stopper, and stares inside with dismay. My ink pot is run dry. There is only enough ink remaining for the briefest of descriptions, and that simply will not do. Do you remember the books you brought me from Inniseth? One of them spoke at great length of how the art of the elves. They must know a thing or two about the importance of ink in creative endeavors, and perhaps can lead us an ink pot's worth. Lend us. Ask some of the folk here at Hindrith, and see if any of them have an artistic bent that can help us. Alright, what was that about, Bert?
One of the elves here must have some ink to lend
Yeah,
me,
blah,
right?
blah, blah. I probably should have read that. Oh well. Nope, you don't have anything to say.
What do you need?
Blah blah blah. Aha.
I do not have any ink, but I may still be able to help.
Thanks, Elf. It is a pleasure to meet you, Deng Song, and I sympathize with the plight of your friend Bingo. For the ink to run dry when the ideas still flow is truly a sad occurrence, one with which I am all too familiar. I must confess that I do not even have an ink pot for your friend, for this outpost is a place of watchfulness, not of creation. But I may still be able to help. You see, I know of a way to make a high-quality ink from ingredients found along the banks of the Anduin. If you grind up a certain type of dark mud with a special river side reed, you can obtain a thick pigment. Adding water to the pigment will produce a high-quality ink that should serve your friend well. If you do as I instruct, he will be writing again with little delay. Alright, so Creepy Elf has an ink recipe. Over by the Anduin. Down by the river. Alright. Make our way down. Perfect. Didn't even break a leg. Alright. Make our way down very cautiously here. Can't break a leg when you're on your way to get ink. I mean, what kind of a person would you be? You gotta be kidding. How much ink are we making when we have to have 8 of these? I mean, that's like an obnoxious number of reeds. This is crazy. Very unrealistic, I must add. As opposed to, you know, everything else. Alright. Dark mud. 2 out of 8. Alright, looks like the rest is up to the north. So that is where we shall go. Crazy orcs. Alright. And you guys may have noticed that there's been a little bit less videos coming out. That was not entirely intentional. But I have been super busy of late. All sorts of assignments and things like that I've had to do. So hopefully I'll get back on a more normal schedule. Another reason why is because I've been working on the 3rd episode of Middle-earth Lore. And so hopefully that will be able to come out in about, hopefully, a month's time in early April. And hopefully there'll be early access for patron people in about 2 weeks. I'm hoping. Maybe. Possibly. Right, we're going this way. We're going this way. There we go. No! Right, here we go. Just need these 2 and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, episode 3 is turning out good already. I'm excited to be able to share it. But it needs to be done first, so that'll be happening soon. Okay. All the way back to Thingolad. So this better work. And you better not say that we forgot to get water, because that will be The worst. Using the grinding stone. Where is the grinding stone? Uh-huh. I don't think that was there before. You grind the ingredients into a dark pigment. That's great. You add the pigment to the water, forming a thick ink.
I wonder if there are any points of interest nearby that will suit my book.
What high quality ink! I cannot believe you were able to make such a fine ink so quickly, and with such common ingredients. This must be the ingenuity of the elves, truly. I will get to work writing once again. Can you ask Melvador if there are any points of interest nearby that will suit my book? Be sure to tell him that I am writing an account that should be both exciting and true, Deng Song, so I hope any place he suggests will be ripe for adventure. Alright, let's talk to Crazy Elf.
For Bingo to have come so far, he must be a formidable adventurer.
Bingo wants to know of interesting places to explore along the Great River. Well, there are a few locations he might find exciting, but I cannot guarantee his safety. I suppose if he has come this far from home, he must be a formidable adventurer, or be in the company of one, Deng Song. To the south you can find the old burrows, which were once the home to peaceful creatures of nature. They have recently been claimed by ferocious wargs, so if Bingo wishes to see them, he would be wise to do so with caution. To the southeast you will find Foul Ma's Den, where lives a mighty bear, grey of coat, but black-hearted. You would be wise to stay away from the Foul Maw, but he is of tremendous size, and an encounter with him might make for a thrilling chapter in Bingo's book. Alright, so we're just gonna go off on our own, you know, like you do. Hey, buddy. Oh, that's crazy. Alright, let us mount up. So it is a ways over here, so let's see. Find the old burrows, south, find the other stuff. So I guess we're gonna do both of these, which is kinda weird. Not what I expected. Entirely. The old burrows have been overrun with wargs. Bingo writes feverishly. Alright, I guess we're just going to casually explore here. So that was so exciting. My goodness. If only it could be just, you know, a little bit toned down. Contain the excitement. Alright. We have to go all around this orc camp, I suppose. Oh no, we're going past it. Alright, we'll come down here. Apparently break our leg. Alright. So I was really hoping that this week would be an exciting quest. We'd be getting to Great River. interesting things would happen. Oh my goodness, that's a big bear. Farmal's den reeks of bear and decaying meat. Bingo writes feverishly. And so now we're gonna go talk to Bingo all the way back at the elf camp. Because why not? That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Alright, let's go back. Alright, Bingo.
I wonder why Mayavador did not suggest we visit the nearby Rohirrim outpost.
Something occurred to me while we were exploring the old barrows and Foul Man's Den, Dang Song. There is an outpost of Rohan not far from here. But Mayavador did not suggest that we pay a visit to the folk there. They are neighbors, but I wonder if there is some bad blood between them. It would have been rude to ask him, so I do not regret failing to investigate further. But I think I would like to pay a call to these neighbors when we set forth again. It would be nice to get a full picture of the situation along the Great River for my book. Alright, next week, Unusual Friends, recommended level 72. So that's the blah blah blah. That's this week's bingo. Nothing too exciting. I mean, we made ink, and that's pretty much it. Explored a couple of places that were exciting. I don't know. This quest, or rather, this story feels like it lacks cohesion. And the running theme, it feels like it's kind of just all over the place. And to be fair, that's kind of how The Hobbit was. The only reason it came together was because of the events that Bilbo went through. So hopefully we'll see some type of good cohesion here and a really good ending. I mean, we're getting close. We're on our 33rd week. There's only 52, so that means that there are less than 20 left. So we are getting close to the end here. Although we still have a ways to go. So, anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you again next week for hopefully a more interesting episode of Bingo Boffin. But till then, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below. And if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.